Have a seat. All right, we just waiting on others.
This is to the left. This is to the left.
Nah, this, where your point sheet?
Oh, you class.
Get your point sheet.
They coming in?
Yeah.
I didn't think about how to do this long when I was.
They had a little hold up, so look, you can sit right here. Yeah. Right here. Look, just sit down and participate with your ID. All right. All right, last week, you just got, oh, you need a pencil. We had a lot of chaos. Oh, you have your pencil there. Just hold it. You don't really have. Okay. You ready, Darius? I mean, the quad?
I ain't my own.
Huh?
I ain't my scary anymore.
I know. Look, that he's related to you, huh?
He's scared of me.
Oh, don't start.
I wouldn't be doing that. They just think that I'm smooth. I'm just thinking.
Each 17.
All right, hold on.
You did this already?
You did, but they didn't. Because you've been here so long. We're restarting the book. All right.
Huh?
Yeah, so today we start a new chapter. Ethics. Digital technology, friendship, personal relationship. Y'all gonna find out with social media to your relationships.
I ain't got it right here. I ain't got it right here. So happy.
Yeah, you do.
I got it right there.
Nah, it's not. We didn't write. You didn't write anything the first time. All right. So today we're going to identify and distinguish the different concepts of friendships, evaluate arguments, and reflect on development of your own understanding of the impact of technology. So, how many of y'all have social media?
All of us in this class.
All of y'all in this class. All right. Not only do you have social media, who have friends?
Nobody. I don't got friends.
Bro, real friends? I
Yeah.
got about 2.
Okay, so you have friends, right?
I got two
So-
studs.
So y'all understand the importance of friendship?
Yeah.
No,
I
I don't know.
understand.
Huh?
I understand.
You
I watch
understand?
the Aristotle video.
So in this chapter of this book, we're going to be talking about Aristotle, right? And he wrote a excerpt called Nicomacheia, Ethics, which talks about the different types of friendships. All right, we're not going to read it because we don't have enough time, but I found a short clip that we're going to watch, right? So I'm going to tell y'all about it first. Let me find it in there. These are some of the questions that they're going to ask afterwards. Let me see. I don't think it, okay, right here. So, what is the impact of digital age on individual friendships? That's a question you need to ask yourself. How are friendships lasting right now? They be your friend today, then y'all be fighting tomorrow. Is that real friendship? No, that's probably friendships you met off of a need. It's not a real friendship. And Aristotle actually talks about that. Alright? So in 350 BC, Aristotle wrote the Nicomacheia Ethics in Book 8, one of his most widely read books. Aristotle set forth an argument about the nature and value of friendships. In short, Aristotle's content that the best friendships is the one that we might call companionship friendships. What are companionship friendships? If you don't know, you're gonna find out. But what do you think companionship friendships are?
Like somebody you know.
Somebody, you know, just think of a companion. What is a companion? Like, you know, like when you have a dog, like somebody you're really close with. That's why people love dogs. That's, you know, or your boyfriend, or your girlfriend. Like companionship type relationships, right? It is this concept that we'll be integrating during the lesson, all right? What does it mean to be a friend? What does it mean to require individuals in such relationships? What do we want in these relationships in our life? Are they valuable for our own sake, or because something they add to our life? Finally, how does technology, social media in particular, impact friendships? So I'm gonna ask y'all a question. What does friendship mean to you? That's the question. What does friendship mean to you? Daquan, what friendship means to you?
I don't have
You don't have friends. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Who you talk to on a daily basis? Who did you have? Huh?
That's my sister.
That's your sister. Okay. So you don't have nobody you talk to about like problems or that's your friend. Regardless if they're your cousin, they can still, or your mama, they still can be your friend. Some people confide in their parents because they be like, that's the person I can trust, right? All right.
Mama told me that I'm not your friend. She told me that I'm your mama.
Well, you know what? There's a fine line for a mother, because I'm a mother too, right? And I have an 18-year-old, I have a kid that's older than you. So the thing is, there's a fine line between it. We have to like teach and be a friend. And because you want your child to be able to trust you to come to you if they have a problem. Because if your parents, if you can't, like you feel like you're gonna get fussed at for everything, that's what make a lot of kids your age don't go to their parents. And then they turn to outsiders who don't really have their best interests. And that's how a lot of students get in trouble. That's why this class is actually offered. This is why, okay? And this is why we're talking about this today. All right, so now, right, you're gonna listen to this little excerpt I have here of Aristotle. All right, and it starts at age 17. Let's see.
At age 17, Aristotle enrolled in the Platonic Academy. He
Hear
stayed
me?
there for 20 years. Founded by the father of Western philosophy, the Greek philosopher Plato, Aristotle was the most promising student around. He asked many questions and answered even more. The exact time of his departure from the academy is disputed, but it's said that he left soon after Plato died due to his dislike of the direction that it subsequently took. In the years following, he would even go on to argue against many of his late teachers' core ideas. It's impossible to say how much Aristotle wrote, but even from the fraction of his work that we have left today, there is a stunning amount of breadth in the subjects he covered. Every field from astronomy and physics to ethics and economics has been influenced by the work of Aristotle. For more than 2,000 years after his death, he has remained one of the most widely read and quoted thinkers in the history of our species. While his impact can still be felt in the many different subjects today, maybe the most accurate of his observations relate to friendship. He saw it as one of the true joys of life, and he felt.
So you see what Aristotle thinks? I'm gonna make it a little bit louder. He thinks that relationships are the true joys of life. Friendships. Why y'all think that? Why y'all think he thinks that? I'm sorry. Friendship. We need friendships here. Like, don't ever think that you don't need them, and that's what Aristotle is getting at.
Or lived needed to be built around such companionship.
All right.
In his own words, in poverty, as well as in other misfortunes, people suppose that friends are their only refuge. And friendship is a help to the young, in saving them from error, just as it is also to the old, with a view to the care they require, and their diminished capacity for action, stemming from their weakness. It is a help also to those in their prime in performing noble actions, for two going together are better able to think and to act. Aristotle outlined two kinds of common friendships that are more accidental than intentional. The first is a friendship of utility. In this kind of relationship, the two parties are not in it for the affection of one another, but more so because each party receives a benefit in exchange. It's not permanent in nature, and whenever the benefit ends, so does the relationship that brought the parties together. Aristotle observed this to be more common in older folks. An example of this would be a business or a work relationship. You may enjoy the time you spend together, but once the situation changes, so does the nature of your connection. Similarly, the second kind of accidental friendship is one based on pleasure. This one, however, is more common in people that are younger. It's the kind of relationship frequently seen among college friends or people who participate on the same sports team. The source of such a friendship is more emotional, and it's often the most short-lived of the relationships. It's fine for as long as the two parties gain enjoyment through a mutual interest in something external, but it ends as soon as either tastes or preferences change. Many young people go through different phases in their views on enjoyment, and quite often, the people in their lives tend to change as the phase they're in recalibrates over time. Many of the friendships that many of us have fall into these two categories, and while Aristotle
So
didn't...
y'all believe what they said? So, y'all understand this, right? So, utilities, well, friendship of utility, right? That's like, they gave the example of business relationship. So like, for instance, me, I'm gonna compare myself. I come to work. I develop friendships with other teachers because we're all teachers. And you see, while we're at work, it's good. But when I go home, you know, that's the kind of friendship we have. Like when you go home, they have their lives, I have mine. We don't interact really after school hours. But while we're here, we have a friendship, all right? That's just like with y'all. Some of y'all with school. Some of y'all have friends while y'all here. Y'all talk to them. Y'all have a common interest. Y'all all students, okay? When y'all leave here, y'all go back to your base school, y'all might not ever talk to the kids again. Because y'all all come from different schools. Like you go to Northside, right? You go to Como and Acadia. Y'all all three go to different schools. So when y'all leave here, the likelihood of y'all interacting again is very slim to none because y'all live in different areas, first of all. Second of all, y'all go to different schools. Y'all come here, get together, y'all have a common bond, then that's what friendships of utilities are, right? Then you have a friendship based on pleasure. You like football, he like football, y'all both play football, right? Y'all play together, y'all go to the same school, right? Y'all good. You start playing, you quit football, okay? That friendship may end. That's what they're talking about, friendships based on pleasure. Because now, y'all don't see any other common interest in each other because y'all common interest was y'all playing football together. That's the example they give me. It's mostly common in younger people, like y'all age. That's why we're going here. Okay, so that's just like, let me give another example. With females. Most of the time I hear y'all talk is about boys. So females sometimes find a common ground on the type of guy that they're attracted to, right? And that's sometimes would make them start talking. And that sometimes would make them dislike each other. So, yeah, there's a bunch of things that y'all find common grounds with. Or you like math, and she like math. And y'all both get the same thing, so y'all become friends based on that. That's all what Aristotle is talking about. Everything is based on convenience, pretty much, with that type of friendship.
see them as bad.
All right.
He did feel that their depth limited their quality. It's fine, and even necessary to have accidental friendships. But there is far more out there.
Accidental friendships is what it's called.
The final form of friendship that Aristotle outlined is also the most preferable out of the three. Rather than utility or pleasure, this kind of relationship is based on the mutual appreciation of the virtues that the other party holds dear. It's the people themselves and the qualities that they represent that provides the incentive for the two parties to be in each other's lives. Rather than being short-lived, such a relationship often lasts until the end, and there is quite generally a base level of goodness required in each person for it to exist in the first place. People that lack empathy or care for others seldom develop these kinds of relationships because, more often than not, their preference is to look for pleasure or utility. On top of that, friendships of virtue take time and trust to build. They depend on mutual growth occurring. You're a lot more likely to connect at this level with someone when you've seen them at their worst and watched them grow from that, or if you've both endured mutual hardship together. Beyond the depth and intimacy, the beauty of such relationships is that they automatically include the rewards of the other two kinds of friendship.
So, y'all understand what he's saying here? Most of the time, you don't develop a friendship of good until later in age, when you're actually going to be going through something. See, right now, the other friendships they talk about is things that happen while y'all at this age, because y'all don't really have a lot of problems. I mean, and not to say I don't really have a lot of problems, but adulting is a lot different. So what they're saying is when you hit hardship, that's when the people who's there for you, that's when you kind of develop better friendships, because that's why they say it's the relationship of good. They didn't bail out because they up here and you down here. Because everybody have their ups and downs in life as adults. So just because you're rock bottom, that friend that's up here didn't say, oh, I'm gonna go and be with my friends over here. They still stayed there with you. That's what he's talking about, what friendship really is. And it automatically has both the pleasure and the beneficial. It's pleasure and beneficial. All right.
And beneficial. When you respect a person and care for them, you gain joy from being with them. If they're a good enough person to warrant such a relationship to begin with, then there is utility too. These relationships require time and intention, but when they do blossom, they do so with trust, admiration, and awe. They bring with them some of the sweeter joys that life has to offer. If you're someone who has been read for over 2,000 years, there is usually a good reason. Not everything Aristotle wrote is considered relevant today, and many of his assumptions have since been argued against. But given the originality of his ideas for the time that he lived in, it's hard not to be impressed by his mind. Few names in history are as influential. He taught us to examine the world empirically, and he inspired generations of thinkers and philosophers to consider the role and the value of ethics in the everyday conduct of our lives. For the average person, however, the most relevant of his ideas relate to the importance of good relationships. He was particularly curious about the intention of friendship. While he saw the value in accidental friendships based on pleasure and utility, he felt that their impermanence diminished their potential. They lacked depth and a solid foundation. Instead, he argued for the cultivation of virtuous friendships built with intention and based on a mutual appreciation of character and goodness, rather than on some transactional value. He knew that such a friendship could only be strengthened over time, and that if it did thrive, it would last for life. To Aristotle, few things came close to the value of such a relationship. It makes sense. At the end of the day, the bonds we forge with those close to us directly shape the quality of our lives. We are, and we live through, the people we spend time with.
Okay.
For mostly.
I know y'all heard this saying before. Y'all are as good as your 5 closest friends, right? Y'all heard that before, right? You never heard that? Alright, so that's basically what he's saying. That's exactly what he's saying. your quality of life is gonna depend on what you are around. So, if you're around a bunch of drug dealers all the time and that's your friends, what you think gonna happen with you even though you're not into that, but what you think gonna happen if that's who you view as your closest friends? What you think gonna happen?
You don't get killed.
I mean, I wouldn't say you're gonna get killed, that's kinda extreme, but what you think might happen? Using your logic, what you think might you can possibly turn into one, right? Correct. If you hang around millionaires, what you think might happen?
Not their mindset.
Y'all ever notice how with stars and people who act and people who are rich, you don't see those people, right? Because who they hang around with?
The rich folks.
They hang around people that they call their friends. Alright? Nurses, teachers. That's just a valuable lesson in life. Who you hang around with is who you're likely to become. So if you want to be better, sometimes, and it don't mean that when you in relationships, that's what he's talking about, that you become enemies. Sometimes you grow, you're supposed to grow, and then you leave that behind and you go to what you're destined to become. Okay? You say you don't have no friends. That's not gonna stay like that forever. You're gonna eventually have a girlfriend, kids, your girlfriend, wife/wife. That's who's gonna become your companion. You realize that, right? Most people who get married starts off with a friendship. That's how people get involved. Friendships. Or even like your lifelong friend or whatnot. Why they your lifelong friend? You had friends that you've been friends with since you were young?
I had one, but it was when I was young, but like my friends.
Okay, so what happened?
We're still friends.
You're still friends? Like, do y'all talk as much as y'all used to? Or y'all talk every day? Y'all go to the same school? Okay, so y'all still got a lot of common ground. That's why they tell you, you know, when you're younger, a lot of things, you're all into kind of the same things. It's when you start getting into college and older where your mindset changes. Your mind is gonna change. Y'all not gonna stay the way you are forever. Y'all will not. Because I used to be 16 too. I'm not the same person at 16 as I am at 30. I'm not the same person. I've grown, I've matured. That's why I can recognize it in y'all because I've been there. So that's what he's saying here. Your friendships shape you over time. So you should always be careful who your friends are and what you want to become. What's up? After this.
Life is long enough. It is, however, too short for the wrong kinds of friendship.
Correct. See? It's too sharp for the road. Alright, now we done. Now we're gonna write a little bit. We're gonna write a little bit. You should have your okay. First question I wrote. What does friendship mean to you? Or what does it mean to be a friend? You'll jot that down. You don't have to write the question. I just want you to answer. Make sure you put today's date, March 1st, 2023. It's the start of a new month. Alright? So what does friendship mean to you? After hearing what Aristotle said, what he said, I want to know if you agree with him. If you agree with what he said. Think about the friendships you have now. Is it based on common interests? Think about what he said. What I want y'all, what the whole point of this, I want you to develop an understanding of what friendship means. It's easily, I can say, oh, you're my friend, Sean. I'd be like, you're my friend. You'd be like, Miss Landry, you 38. I'm 16. It's kind of like your mama. You know, like, your mama be like, I ain't your friend. But really and truly, she does play a part in being a friendship. But it depends on how she deliver things to you that's gonna make you receptive or not receptive. So once y'all write that, we're gonna move on to the next question. Well, we're gonna discuss it. Then we're gonna move on to the next question. So I want Aristotle to be the focal point of how you answer this question. You got a pen? Or you do have, a pencil? Okay. You don't have to go into very much detail about it, just put what you think, based off of what you heard. Daquan, you finished writing? Pick up your head, please. Please, thank you. So that's how I know you're done. You finished? We have 5 more minutes. Let's see what you want. That's what friendship is, see? That's what friendship means, see? No, no, I'm saying based off of what Aristotle said, do you agree with him, right? That's one of the first things I asked. And then what does friendship mean to you? What does it mean to be a friend? Let's see what you got here. Alright. Y'all feel like discussing, y'all? Y'all feel like discussing? What you think, huh? No? Well, I mean, y'all old enough to understand when somebody's being a friend and when they're not, right?
Yeah.
So what is friendship to you? Daquan? For somebody who don't have friends, why you don't have friends?
People fake as fuck.
Because people fake. Alright? So obviously, a quality that you don't like in people, some people you're around, they're fake, right? So if I'm asking you what friendship means to you, you would say somebody who's not fake. Somebody who can keep it real with me in your terms, right? That would be what you're looking for in a friendship. So all you have to do is think about what stops you from having friendships to what you view as a friend. That's all. What about you, Dale?
Maybe like trust. I feel like friendship is more based on trust and
Trust. So if you tell somebody a dark secret, you expect that dark secret to stay with them, right?
yeah.
Exactly. What about you, Sean?
What? I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
Well, what it means to you?
What, friend?
Yeah, you said, did you say at the beginning of class you don't have a lot of friends either?
I like 2.
You have 2 friends?
Mhm.
So what make those friends your friends? So obviously there's something that make those people your friends.
I
Because
don't
you
know.
interact with a lot of people.
Because I made fun of him.
What you talking about?
I asked him if he had Xbox.
Oh, you ain't my real friend though. You ain't my real friend though.
How's she not your real friend?
Because he said that I'm a school friend.
Oh, you see? That's what Aristotle talking about. That's
You're not
exactly
my
what
real
he's talking
friend.
about.
I always tell him he's a school friend when he makes me mad. I text him.
But anyway, what make somebody a real friend is they talk to you about they probably talking about their problem, they understand you, understand them, blah blah blah.
Friendship
And
not just
you
about
got their
problems.
back at all times, you know. Your
Okay.
real friend not gonna let you get beat up and they will hop in the mix too, you hear me? Gonna hop in the mix too.
I feel like a real friend, if you actually get into a lot of things that's going on social media or something, they would prevent you from doing that. It doesn't necessarily mean, oh, jump in because I'm going to fight. No,
Yeah,
stop you
jump
from
in.
fighting. Y'all realize that's what real friends do, right?
But
They don't ever want to see any harm come to you.
what if the situation already been escalated, so you already to the point?
you know, high schoolers, and this is why we offer this class now, because y'all have y'all view, and somebody needs to tell y'all what's right. Y'all understand that, right? This is why this is an elective course that they offer for y'all.
So you ain't a real friend then, cause you was encouraging me to fight.
Yeah, don't encourage your friend. You know what? Because at the end of the day, what does fighting really solve?
Nothing.
Doesn't really solve anything.
So don't.
Because if you dislike them, you're still gonna dislike, and you're not gonna like everybody. But think about it. How many people that you really have to deal with that you don't like?
A lot.
No, you don't. Because really and truly, if I don't like somebody and they're over here, guess where I'm going? Over there. I like peace. Life is so much better when it's peaceful.
Mm-hmm.
It really is.
I know.
So yeah, so a real friend is gonna be like, you know, let's not do that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we're gonna move on to the second one. What does that require of an individual in such a relationship? So we know what it means to be a friend. Now we just kind of discussed it. You talked about fighting, right, Sean?
Mm-hmm.
You said he told you to go fight. What you not gonna do now?
What?
What are you not gonna do?
Encourage her to fight.
Hey, that's right. You're not gonna encourage her to fight. Now, if y'all all have social media, that's what we talked about in the last lesson. Social media is your digital footprint, right? Everything you do on social media stay with you. It does. So if you're having problems with one of your friends on Facebook or Instagram, what are you gonna do till you need that?
Post about it.
No. No, not post about it. If you're having problems with a friend, what are you gonna do?
Talk to them about it.
No. Y'all know the difference between internet friend and a real like physical.
I mean,
friend,
we
right?
gotta post it to let it be known there to address the situation.
Okay.
You gotta move it.
Okay, well block them then. in that
Correct.
case.
Correct. Correct.
Well, I'm gonna block.
Correct.
I'm gonna block them after I tell them what I gotta tell them. I'm gonna block them. I
Like
send a
block the
message.
messages.
Huh?
Block them mid-message.
Yeah.
Like right where they type
Uh-huh.
All right. So if I was your friend, Jill, like your close friend,
Yeah.
and I see somebody on the internet saying something, I'll be like, hey, just delete them. Just block them. It's that easy. You don't have to waste it. It takes so much energy to be mean, right? So why do you want them kind of relationships in your life? No, like a friend, like
A
if I was
good
your friend.
relationship?
Yeah, why do you want that?
Because it makes you a better person.
Correct. It makes you a better person, huh? You don't go, let's make sure you get a new restroom schedule. Look at the restroom schedule. These are the times y'all go to the restroom so you can stop asking. 9:05, 12:25, that's my class, P11.
What?
So I can't take, that's why I told you can go after this class. So, alright, so where is it? So, are they valuable for their own sake or because something they add to your life? They add to your life. But they always add positivity.
Not all the time.
Well, that's what you want. You want the type of friends that add positivity to you.
I mean, well, if you think about it, at the beginning, yeah, it could be like positive, but like towards the mid, like end of it, they could like be something negative.
That's not a lifelong friendship.
It's not. But
If that happens the way that happened, then that's not.
people like showing their true colors sometimes.
Yeah. That's why a lot of people don't. And people like that, who you saying, like talking about showing their truth, they don't really understand what friendship is. If everybody understood what a friendship is, people would have more friends. They really would. And if they had somebody telling them, hey, don't post this about jail, because that's not right. If another person had that type of friend, a lot of things that y'all have going on wouldn't be
Sound
going
like my
on.
mom.
Yeah, it wouldn't be going on. Excuse me.
Somebody told me my dad.
Come on in. Sit in the back chair. You just checked in? Oh, all right. You can sit there. We're going over Aristotle. I'm gonna have to catch you up tomorrow. You okay? Yeah, you okay? Cause the bell is actually about to ring. Yeah. For what? Why would you make them? That's your uncle, right? Oh, you the uncle. No. All right. So, Darius, even though you're just joining in, you have friends? You do have friends. How many? You have like
Got
consider-
friends.
Like good friends? which you would consider good friends, right? Alright, good. So, I asked the question, what does friendship mean to you? This is what this whole lesson is about, friendships. Aristotle. Aristotle says, it's what?
I feel like that's useless.
It's not useless. You heard what your mama said, right?
What?
You heard what you said. You was like, my mama say that all the time. When I said, if everybody had somebody who correct them and understood friendships, the world and y'all, it would be totally different. It really would be very different. Because if you had somebody, if you had someone who didn't like you on social media, and their friend stopped them from posting about you, guess what would happen? Y'all wouldn't have no trouble. Or if you dislike somebody, and your friend say, hey, don't post about her, don't worry about it. I understand y'all had your disagreement, but leave it right where it's at. Y'all talk about it personally, instead of putting it out for the world to know.
I got a better way though.
A person can come up to you, a person saying that they wanna drop the situation, but then again, they'll still talk about, oh, how they.
That's because it's a lack of maturity. It's a
Yeah,
lack of
no.
maturity.
That's,
They're immature. But you see the view you have on friendship, Daquan, you probably shouldn't, we're trying to tell you, there are good people out there. You have to sometimes check, you have to check yourself. Sometimes you have to know what you like in a friendship. You have to, some people don't desire friendships. But most people I know who are loners and don't really like friendships, they're not very friendly people. I don't know how their quality of life is. Don't seem like it's very good because I mean, it could be good. Some people enjoy their own company. But I know, like for me, I agree with Aristotle. Friendships help your quality of life. It can better your quality of life. That's all he's saying. Now he's not saying that everybody has to be your friend, because everybody's not your friend. That's why he talked about the different types of friendships. Okay? So, and a lot of guys, I'm gonna say, because in most of my classes where we talked about this, most guys be like, I don't need no friend. And then I'm like, well, y'all wonder why on the news every night they got something going on between y'all, because y'all don't like value friendships or value like, you be like, I don't care about it. That's not how humanity is really supposed to be. If y'all gonna get mad, everybody gets mad, everybody get mad with a person. It's just an emotion, you get over it. Okay? It don't mean that everybody is meant to be your friend. That's not what Aristotle is saying. There's different type of friendships, and it's okay if it ends. But your real friends, your lifelong friendships, is good for your life. So I did ask the question, Darius. If you hang around, people who steal all the time, right? That's your friends. That's what your friends do. All they talk about is going, how y'all say that? Jack. Somebody. That's all they talk about. That's your friends though. You don't do that, right? But that's your friends. What you think gonna happen over time? You become a criminal. You might become a criminal. That's what Aristotle said. Aristotle said they can improve your quality of life depending on what they're doing. You're as good as your 5 closest friends. Didn't I tell you that? That's the same. It could be your closest friend. It don't have to be 5. It could be your closest friend. You have one close friend, and if they do stuff that you don't do, there's a likely chance that you can develop it, right? Right. All right. So, finally, how has technology, social media in particular, impacted friendships?
So many people change in front of people.
So many people change in front of people. All right. We have that a lot.
people like how you play trying to do that differently what they say.
Oh God, yeah, y'all be having so many things that go on social media. There's the bulk of things that's going on is comes from social media.
You know how many people actually post the same girl?